Okay, we're going to be talking about counterattack, but we're going to move on to a monster phase, and we're going to see what happens when a minion, a raiding minion, is leaving the dungeon to try to raid the village. And remember, if you watch the prior videos, when minions spawn into the dungeon, they're known as vagrant minions, from a roll of the raid die, or if a minion sees a hero within 4 spaces, they will convert into a raiding minion, and they will follow the red bloody arrows out of the dungeon to raid the village. So in this case, our friendly skeletal grunt, it is its turn and it is about to move. As you can see, there is Sir Brennus, our knight hero here, and Enwin Shadowleaf, our archer hero. Let me show you its monster card and point something out that I think we touched on this in another video. First of all, let's just show this. Is this an elite right here? And it does have a special ability right here. I'll tell you what, we won't do that. I'll keep it so it's not a spoiler. So we'll just do this. Let's go over those warfare types. Physical warfare, there's mythical warfare, and arcane warfare. Notice this box right here. This is called the target priority box. So when I came up with the AI for the guardians and the minions, I came up with this system here, and it is very easy and it's very effective. It simply means this. Notice C1, C2, C3. On all of the hero cards, I'm going to show you in a second, those markings are on certain heroes. For your knight hero and Sir Brennus and Maheliak, your barbarian hero, they're known as class 1, C1 class 1. Your archer hero, Enwin Shadowleaf, and your rogue Halum are C2, class 2 heroes. Finally, like your spellcasters, Zeke, our wizard, and Faith, our cleric, are known as C3, class 3. So I'm going to show you on Sir Brennus's real quick where that is. So looking at his hero card, notice right there, it says CR1, class rating 1. That's how you identify that. And because we're going to be talking about it, there is Enwin Shadowleaf. She is a class rating 2, just like we looked on the target priority box on the monster card. And what this does is, when I kind of program the AI, the monster or minion is going to go after a hero it can do the most damage to. What warfare types they're proficient in, and what hero is not too proficient in them. And it's a really cool, easy, effective system. So let's see this in action. So first, basically it's thinking like this. The skeletal grunt is thinking, I'm going to attack a class 1 first. If none of them are available, I'm going to attack class 2. Finally, if that isn't available, class 3. It's very simple. And just real quick before I forget, let's say that there's 2 class 1 heroes. Which one is it going to attack? It will attack the hero with the least health. I thought of all this stuff, guys, so you don't have to think what the monsters do. Okay, let's say that both the heroes have the same exact health. What you're going to do is this. Assign 1 to 3 to one hero, 4 to 6 to the other hero, roll a die. So in this case, if we put 4 to 6 on N1, it would attack that. So just remember, you never have to think for the monsters. That takes kind of the immersion away. The monsters always will tell you what they want to do. So that's how that works. But in this case, we do have a class 1 hero and a class 2. The skeletal grunt is telling us, okay, I'm going to attack this class 1. Let me get the D6, and we can look at the movement here. That's its movement, a D6 plus 2, okay? So let me get the D6 again. But let's just say that it had 5, okay? 5 plus 2 is 7. Minions have hit and run tactics, meaning that they'll stop as soon as they're adjacent to a hero. They're going to attack. If they have movement remaining, they're going to keep moving. Hit and run tactics. It's a good way to remember it. So our minion is going to move. 1, 2, 3. It's going to stop. Looking at its target priority box, we already know it's going to go after Sir Brennus because that's our class 1. What's it going to do? It's going to take those warfare types, just like we looked over at the other one, when we were doing our Orc Siegebreaker, notice there is physical, mythical, and arcane. There's those warfare types right here. It's going to shuffle and randomly pull one to attack. And remember, you're going to use the final strike die. Okay, so we'll pull this one. It is selected mythical warfare to attack Sir Brenison. And we're going to get the counter attack in a moment. And looking here, well, he can add well, that's -2. So you see the minion's kind of smart. It picked that because it knew he was not versed in that. So we're going to get the mythical warfare dice and the final strike die. Now understand this, when you are he's going to have to defend now, and what that simply means is, because the minion is attacking, and this is going to lead us into counterattack. I don't know why that just got kind of dark. There we go. Since the minion is attacking, Sir Brennis is going to have to defend. So see the 9? He is going to have a 9 or better to defend. We're going to rewind everything, and I'm going to show you counterstrike or counterattack and how to use that. But for this case, he has to defend. So he has to get a 9 or higher to defend. If he fails, you guessed it, he's going to take 1 damage. However, the final strike, remember, that's where each combatant is kind of pulling away. There is a chance for him, why that went dark again? There is a chance that he can land a damage with the final strike. So let's just do it right here. Okay, so they're going to go at it right now, and 5. Remember, always process the warfare dice and then your final strike. Well, that's 13. And what did we say? I think he had a -2, looking at mythical warfare. Yeah, so even with that, that's 11. That's enough to defend against that. So remember, when the monster's attacking, you can't put damage on it unless you're using counterattack, which we're going to look at. So he did successfully defend. He doesn't take any damage. Now for the final strike die. Oh shoot, what was it? I think it was on a 2. Okay, and remember, he would have to deduct 2 from this, so 0. He would take 1 damage for that, because of course that's under 9. You see how that works? Take his hero card and mark down 1. That's simply how that works. Now remember, he still had movement left, right? I'm sorry, where was I think was he right there? I think he was right here, right? So it was 1, 2, 3. He had 4 removing. Now that that's over, he is still alive. He will continue. I forgot it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4, 5, 6. And you remember, when you reach the last space out there, automatically goes to the village. You know what? I'm just going to move this for now and show you. That last step, you just automatically go right to the village, the terror track, and that minion has raised the terror level by 1. Okay? Now there was a special ability there, but I won't spoil it for you, but you'll see what it is. It's cool. It's called Shield Deflect. It's in case if Sir Brennis would have put damage on him. So that's how that works. Minion raided the village, terror level went up by 1. Let's rewind everything, but let's use counterattack this time. Okay, we're back at the start here, and this time Sir Brennis is going to use counterattack, and we'll go over that. It's very simple and it's a very cool, I guess you could say it's a special ability. It's more of like a tactic, I would say. All right, so same case, we're going to say that our friendly skeletal grunt rolled a 5. I don't remember where it was at this time. Okay, 5. Okay, so it's right above the raid token there. Same scenario. 1, 2, 3. We'll just put this on 4 because it has 4 movement remaining. Remember, target priority box. Let's take a quick look at that again. And of course, it is a 1. It will be attacking Sir Brennis. So turns to him, he's going to attack. However, let's take a look at counterattack now. And we'll go over this real quick. Remember, when you see a green arrow pointing up, this never has to be channeled. If it's a red arrow, like we learned in other videos, you channel it. Same thing as tap, exhaust. I just came up with channel because it was unique to Dungeon Crusade. So this tells you can use this anytime. This tells you, that line right there, you can use this at any level, and it's stated right here. The red X at the dungeon door means you can't use this in a chamber. This is like a corridor of a dungeon. This means you can use this in the dungeon. It doesn't cost any life force to acquire. Like I said, it's given to the heroes at the start of the game, but it will cost 1 essence to use this. Okay, let's read this real quick. Counterattack may be activated during the monster phase when a monster is about to attack an adjacent hero. Okay, that condition has been met, so we can use that. When activated, the hero may select one phase of combat to attack in instead of defending in. A hero can use counterattack at any level. The reason that this is worded like this, because it's used in the classic combat system. So basically, just know you're only going to be doing one phase of combat. With warfare, because remember, that's a warfare roll. So we can activate this. So the condition's been met, we can activate this. What we're going to do is, remember, it's going to cost 1 essence. That's on your essence bar down here. So Sir Brennus will pay that. Okay, now we can activate it. And you can do this. You can do this after this, but remember, it's going to take those 3 warfare tokens that is versed in, and it's going to randomly select which it's going to be. Hopefully physical warfare comes up, because that's what Sir Brennus is proficient in. And this is what I like about this system. You never know what that minion is going to select with its kind of AI. Okay, so let's just pull this one. The Skeletal Grunt has selected mythical again. And I think what we have to deduct 2 from all mythical warfare rolls. Okay, but this time, remember, counterattack. So Sir Brennus is going to kind of block that and try to get a hit in. We're going to grab our warfare dice, grab our final strike die. And here, remember, you always process the warfare roll first. And you can probably already know that when you activate counterattack, it is only for that warfare roll. Okay? It does not affect the final strike. So we're going to go at it here. Okay, 10 and 13. Now remember, in this case, he would be have to defending, but we activated counterattack. So even with 13, we had to deduct 2, right? Because that was, he's not proficient. Okay, so that ends up with a 11. Consulting the Skeletal Grunt, that's only a 9. So now with counterattack, he can actually land damage. Do you see how that works? We'll take our 1 damage. So we already have 1 on him. Next, remember, as they're pulling away, they're going to try to get that final strike on each other. Consulting the die, and wow, a nat 20. That was a monster hit by Sir Brennus. Even minusing the 2 from this, because remember, you have to deduct 2 because he's not proficient in mythical warfare. That brings that to an 18, but still, that's enough to slay the Skeletal Grunt. And like we showed before, we would do the loot and gold roll down here, and looking at him, or it, and it's like the Orc Siege Breaker, 20 and 20. Like I said, minions are the trash mobs. They're not going to be usually carrying anything, but the cool thing about Dungeon Crusade is, if you did roll a nat 20 and you pulled maybe like a piece of fabled gear, or even an underworld artifact, the black level stuff. So that's what's kind of cool. You'll never really know what's going to happen. So guys, what I think we're going to do for this, I'm just going to get this part out because we did that update at the beginning, and I think I just let you marinate on this for a bit, so to speak, and let this sink in, and then we'll just do a part 2 where we'll go on with champions. And then, you know what I think, then we'll just, how about we do a part 3 and we'll wrap it up with guardians. I think that would be a good idea. So I hope you enjoyed this. Combat is that simple with minions. And remember, you're going to use this whether it's the revised combat system or the classic combat system. So let's clean everything up and we'll pull the camera back and wrap up part 1. Okay guys, and this is going to end it for how to combat minions in Dungeon Crusade. And actually, I just thought of that at the end, where we'll have part 1, which will be for the minions, and then we'll discuss champions and guardians with the revised combat and the classic. So I think it'd be good to break it up like in 3 parts. Also, and I apologize, but you guys probably already knew this, Sir Brennus was attacked with his he was attacking with his starting weapon, the Worn Longsword. So I meant to say, when you're going to attack a minion, say that they were dual wielding, you just say which weapon you're going to attack with. Well, Sir Brennus only had the Worn Longsword. It does 1 damage, so I should have said I'm using Sir Brennus's Worn Longsword to attack. But you guys probably knew that it does 1 damage and cannot add anything to the physical warfare roll. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, let me know. But as you can see, combat does not take very long now with the minions. 10 to 15 seconds. Once you play it a few times, you know what to do. I will have the other videos out following this. It will not be that long of a delay. And again, I apologize about the delay, but we had to get so much done. It's done, and we're back on track. If I hear any updates, of course, with production, which there's going to be updates because I really want to wrap this up. I cannot say this enough. You guys will be the first to know, as always. Thank you so much for your time and your interest and your love. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a good day. We're coming up on Halloween weekend, so enjoy it. And I'm going to be talking to you soon in part 2 of our combat video. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.